Never knowing what to do, but always in the right spot. Like that. All right, here we go. You ready? Notice it says day 3 up there, right? So we're not doing anything different today. More practice on this. It says find the discriminant. Tell how many solutions the equation has. Do not solve. I don't want you to solve it. All I want you to find is the D. We all good? In that box right there, I want you to write the equation for the quadratic formula. And which part of this do I need to use for this warm-up? Perfect. This is the part that I'm going to be doing for all these problems. All right, number 1, is it in the right order? Label it, please. What is the B? Minus 4 times. Okay. Go ahead, find the answer, write it down. Don't tell me what it is, just find the answer, write it down. How many solutions does this problem have if the discriminant is 40? 2, because it is positive, correct? What kind of solutions are they? Is this a perfect square? No. So 2 irrational solutions. Now I will say, I had about 3 people on their homework on Friday that put irregular solutions. I knew what you meant, but it is irrational. Again, I knew what you meant, but it's just not the right term. All right, number 2, in the right order? Go ahead and label it. What will I be squaring? Minus 4 times. Great. So, find your discriminant. Bless you. How'd you do? Good? You all right? So how many solutions and what kind are they? Good. It is positive, and that is not a perfect square. All right, one more of these. Is it in the right order? Okay, label it, please. You guys all see how I write down the formula every single time? That's not because I don't know it. Okay, it's because I need a visual there for me to fill in all those spots. What am I going to be squaring? Good, so it's going in parentheses. Minus 4 times. Good. I'm hoping we're getting that. What does this mean on solutions? 1 rational solution. James, you gave me a funny look back there. Did you put your 24 in parentheses? Minus 4 times 9 times 16? You did not type it in properly if it didn't give you 0. Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions here? Warm-up's good? Okay. Fill in the blanks, please. What is standard form? Good. What are A, B, and C? before you learned about the quadratic equation, we had, I'm sorry, I'm missing a whole line here, aren't I? First of all, the powers need to be in order from highest to smallest, or biggest to smallest, or greatest to smallest. Okay, so before we did the quadratic equation, what other three ways did you solve these? By graphing, which is your favorite, right? How else? Factoring, which was your least favorite. And the one in the middle, isolating. And this is the last way that we're going to learn how to do this. Go ahead and write the quadratic equation in that box for me. Somebody remind me again, what does quadratic mean? We've been doing this for like a month now. There's going to be a max or min if it's a quadratic. How do you know if it's a quadratic? Highest power is 2. Good. Ooh, that wind must have just changed directions. It's a little chilly in here now. Everybody all right with this? Yeah? Sure? Okay. Under the radical is called the discriminant. This will tell you exactly how many solutions there are. And I erased my pictures from last Friday on the 3 different cases, right? If the discriminant is, where do you want to start? Positive. There will be 2 solutions, meaning it will cross the x-axis at 2 points. Okay, meaning it will only touch the x-axis at 1 point. Meaning it will either be completely above the x-axis or completely below the x-axis. Why does that happen if it's negative? Okay, so that's looking at the graph. What about the quadratic equation over there is a problem if it's negative? No, we're talking about the discriminant, right? Nope. Where's the discriminant in that formula over there? You can't what? You can't square root a negative number. We talked about that a couple days now, right? You cannot square root a negative number, which is why if you get a negative for your discriminant, it's no solution because you cannot take the square root of it. Are you okay? All right, it says determine the discriminant first, then solve by using the quadratic formula. Give exact answers. So if I have exact answers, does this mean that I'm going to want to round and approximate? No, that is not exact, right? Everybody understand? Okay, here we go. First thing I need to ask is this in the right order? Answer is no. Let's put it in the right order. Let's label. What is the first part that you need to find? The discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac. What is the b? Good. Making sure that you're squaring that negative 3 and putting it in parentheses gives you 33. How's everybody doing? Is 33 a perfect square? No. So we would be expecting big O long decimals, right? But am I asking you to give me big O long decimals? No. So we are just going to be leaving the square root in there. All right, let's fill in the rest of our formula. What is the b right now? But you're going to turn it into positive 3. Plus or minus, what goes underneath that square root? 33. All over 2 times, what's the a? 1. Well, what is 2 times 1, folks? So, because I'm asking you for exact answers, we are going to leave it right like that. We're going to leave the square root there because it's not perfect. I don't want the decimals in this case. Questions for me? No? Okay. We're going to do the next two the same way, doing exact answers, and then we'll do the rest of the worksheet where I want you to approximate. Sound like a plan? Okay, number 2, is it in the right order? It is not. What do you need to do? So if you do that, what will be the new equation? Okay. Go ahead and label those pieces and parts. First part of this formula I need to find is the what? Okay. James, I like having you in the morning. You're ready to go. What's your formula for the discriminant? What's just the general formula? Okay. What's your b up there? Okay. Are you all keeping up with James okay? Yeah? So what's the discriminant? He says 24. Can I get a second on that? 24? Is that a perfect square? It's not. So that's just going to be going underneath that square root. Okay, let's fill in the rest of our formula here. What is your b in the original problem here? 4. It's going to turn into negative 4. Plus or minus the square root of all over 2 times. Correct. Because I'm asking you for exact answers, folks, we're going to leave that square root as it is. That is exact. Questions? Nobody? Great. I want you to try number 3 on your own. Go ahead. When you get your discriminant, let me check it, please. Looks like you're getting it in the right order first, which is perfect. Plug it into the rest of your formula. Everything else is good there. You know why? Because it's your C. Not just 20. Maybe it is negative 20. Yeah. Oh, good. What do we do here? See? Okay, so I need you to actually, okay, this X doesn't need to be in there. We only want the numbers for this, okay? And then you're going to type that in your calculator. I can't help you. Perfect. All right, folks, it looks like we're doing pretty well here. You guys all moved that 20 over, which looked good. You found your discriminant to be 224, which was perfect. Then you plugged it into the rest of your formula. That 12 should be positive, ladies and gentlemen. And we got that. How we do? Just fine? Okay, so from here on out, we're going to go ahead and approximate our answers, okay? If we need to. How's this one look? What are you going to do? Subtract that 18 over. I did notice that some of you guys are not labeling your parts and pieces here. I would really like for you to do that. It's going to cut down on some errors. Discriminant comes first. What is the b that we're going to square? Minus 4 times. Good, make sure we get that negative in there on that 18. So your discriminant is 225. Perfect square or not a perfect square? It is a perfect square. So these are going to be pretty nice answers for us, okay? All right, what is my b up there right now? Oh, 9. You're talking the a, that's okay. We're going to make it negative, so it'll be negative 9 plus or minus. What goes underneath the radical? 225 all over 2 times, what's that a? There's where that 2 comes in, William. Everybody doing all right? Okay, so we said this was a perfect square. What is the square root of 225? 15. So folks, now it looks like this for the numerator. What is 2 times 2 in the denominator? Okay, so now we are ready to use that calculator. Numerator first. Do you guys want to do the plus 15 first or the minus 15? Okay, negative 9 plus 15. 6 divided by 4. 1.5. That is a rational number. 1.5 is nice. It stops. It terminates, right? It ends right there. If you wanted to write 1 and 1/2, you could do that as well. Other answer now. Negative 9 minus that 15 divided by 4. So folks, how'd you do? Are these exact answers? Even this one up here? Yes, because it stops, it terminates. That's exact. Questions? Doing okay? All right, how long do I got you here for? About another 20 minutes. You guys are going to get a good jump on that homework tonight. Number 5. Is it in the right order? Yes. Great. What's that b? In parentheses, don't forget to square it. Minus 4 times. Good, make sure you get that negative on that 4. 144. Perfect square or not a perfect square? It is, which means we're going to have some nice answers again. That is going to be 12. Good. All right, my formula says negative b. What's the b right now? So you're going to make it positive 8 plus or minus the square root of all over 2 times. Good. So, William, you told me the square root of 144 was 12. And how about in the denominator? 10. All right, grab that calculator. 8 plus 12, 20 divided by 10. Good. 8 minus 12 divided by 10. Negative 0.4. Is this still an exact answer? Yes, it's a terminating decimal. This is a rational number. Yep, negative 0.4. Is that what you got? Okay. Perfect. All right, how we doing? Great. I want you to do number 6 on your own, please. Number 6 on your own. Get your discriminant checked when you're done. Make sure you get in the right order first. All right, folks, and number 6, this should be a short one for you. Once you get it in the correct order, we find the discriminant. You will be able to stop right there. Because why? It's a negative, which means there is no solution. What does this look like on a graph? Totally up or totally down, not touching the x-axis. Why does that happen on your calculator? What's the issue with this? Can't square root a negative. Okay, last one. Should we try this one on our own as well? Okay, go for it. It's already in the right order. Should work out nice for you. You guys look great up to there, right? Any issues? All right, 17 plus 15 divided by 4, 8. 17 minus 15, 2 divided by 4, 0.5 or a half. Either way is good. Questions for me? You sure? Yeah? Okay, let's get you some homework here. What do we want to do, exact or approximate? Let's do exact. I'm okay with that. Everybody go with exact answers?
How about we do 4 through 6 exact and 19 through 20 approximate?
We'll go all exact.